When They See Us didn't create celebrities, it created witnesses. For the actors who stepped into this story, fame wasn't a reward, it was a consequence. Because portraying real injustice doesn't end when the cameras stop. It follows you. Careers accelerated. Public perception shifted. And for some, everything that came after was shaped by one role they could never outrun. This wasn't just a breakout series, it was a cultural reckoning. So what really happened to the cast of When They See Us after the world paid attention? This is the story of how visibility changed their careers, and how responsibility changed everything else. We begin with the performance that anchored the series, Jharrel Jerome. Before When They See Us, Jerome was a promising young actor, best known for roles in projects like Moonlight and Mr. Mercedes. He had talent, he had range, but he had not yet carried a story of this weight. As Corey Wise, Jerome delivered a performance defined by vulnerability and restraint. He portrayed isolation without spectacle, injustice without exaggeration. The result was devastating. The role didn't just elevate Jerome, it changed how audiences looked at him. After the series, Jerome's career accelerated rapidly. He earned an Emmy Award for his performance, becoming one of the youngest actors to receive the honor. But the role also narrowed expectations. Sudden recognition didn't just open doors, it fixed attention on him as a symbol of pain. Jerome has since continued working selectively, choosing roles that balance craft with conscience. Today, he is remembered not just as an actor, but as the emotional core of a story that demanded empathy, not applause. From there, the story moves to Asante Blackk. Before When They See Us, Blackk had little professional acting experience. He entered the series without the insulation that comes from years in the industry. As Kevin Richardson, Blackk portrayed a child trapped inside a system that refused to see him. His performance captured confusion, fear, and forced maturity with unsettling clarity. The series brought immediate recognition, and with that came exposure. For a young actor, global attention doesn't arrive as celebration first. It arrives as pressure. After When They See Us, Blackk continued acting in projects like This Is Us, where he explored different emotional terrain. His career moved forward carefully, shaped by the gravity of how he entered the public eye. Today, Blackk is remembered for giving a voice to innocence disrupted. A performance that made audiences uncomfortable, and rightly so. The narrative then turns to Caleel Harris. Before When They See Us, Harris was already working steadily as a young actor. He had experience, but not visibility at this scale. As Antron McCrae, Harris portrayed quiet loyalty and internalized fear. His performance emphasized what happens when young people are forced to carry adult consequences too early. The series brought new attention, but it also reframed how Harris would be seen. After the show, Harris continued working in television and film, navigating the transition with caution rather than urgency. Today, Harris is remembered as part of an ensemble that refused to perform trauma loudly. His portrayal remains defined by restraint, and by respect for the story being told. From restraint, the story moves to reflection through Herisse. Before When They See Us, Herisse had already built a quiet career in film and television. He was disciplined, consistent, and largely unnoticed by mainstream audiences. As Yusef Salam, Herisse portrayed moral clarity under pressure. His performance focused not on anger but on resolve. The impact of the role was subtle but lasting. After the series, Herisse continued acting while also engaging more deeply with socially conscious storytelling. The role didn't redefine his career overnight, it recalibrated it. Today, Herisse is remembered as a steady presence in a story that demanded balance. A reminder that strength doesn't always announce itself. The story then turns to Marquis Rodriguez. Before When They See Us, Rodriguez was working steadily but still searching for a defining role. As Raymond Santana, he portrayed bravado as defense, a young man performing toughness in a system designed to break him. The performance brought Rodriguez increased visibility, but it also carried weight. After the series, Rodriguez continued acting across film and television, carefully avoiding roles that reduced his work to trauma alone. Today, he is remembered as part of a collective performance that emphasized humanity over spectacle. His work remains tied to a moment when storytelling demanded accountability. What When They See Us proved was something entertainment rarely admits: that the most powerful performances don't expand careers freely, they narrow them first, forcing actors to decide what responsibility they're willing to carry forward. The adult cast carried a different burden. Actors portraying parents, lawyers, and authority figures were not stepping into fiction. They were stepping into history. Their performances weren't judged by charisma, but by accuracy, by restraint, by respect. For many, the series didn't redefine their careers, it deepened their purpose. The cast of When They See Us didn't emerge as traditional stars. They emerged as custodians of a story that still unsettles. Fame arrived, but so did expectation. And long after the series ended, its impact continued, not as entertainment, but as responsibility. And if this story stayed with you, it's because When They See Us wasn't an isolated moment. Other casts carried the same weight. Some never put it down. Those stories are waiting in the playlist, because some legacies aren't built on applause. They're carried long after the spotlight moves on.